The Great Recession, also known as the global financial crisis, was a widespread economic downturn that began in 2008 and lasted until 2009. The Great Recession was the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression of the 1930s, and it had a profound impact on the global economy, leading to widespread job losses, declining stock prices, and a significant decline in economic growth. The root cause of the Great Recession was the global financial crisis, which was triggered by a combination of factors, including the subprime mortgage crisis, a decline in housing prices, and a decline in consumer confidence. In the years leading up to the financial crisis, many banks and financial institutions had invested heavily in the subprime mortgage market, which was made up of borrowers who had poor credit and were at higher risk of default. When the housing market began to decline and housing prices started to fall, many subprime borrowers were unable to make their mortgage payments, leading to a wave of mortgage defaults and foreclosures. The decline in housing prices and the increase in mortgage defaults had a ripple effect throughout the financial system, as many banks and financial institutions held large amounts of subprime mortgage-backed securities. When the value of these securities declined, banks faced large losses, which led to a decline in the availability of credit and a decline in consumer confidence. This in turn led to a decline in consumer spending and investment, which further exacerbated the decline in economic growth. The Great Recession had a profound impact on the global economy, leading to widespread job losses, declining stock prices, and a significant decline in economic growth. In the United States, the unemployment rate rose from 5% in 2007 to 10% in 2009, and millions of people lost their jobs. In many countries around the world, the decline in economic activity led to a decline in tax revenue, which put pressure on government budgets and led to cuts in government spending. In response to the Great Recession, governments and central banks around the world took a series of measures to stabilize the financial system and support economic growth. In many countries, governments implemented fiscal stimulus programs, which included increased government spending, tax cuts, and other measures to support economic growth. Central banks also took steps to support the financial system, including lowering interest rates, providing liquidity to the banking system, and buying government bonds. Despite these efforts, the Great Recession had a lasting impact on the global economy, and many countries are still feeling the effects of the crisis today. In the years since the financial crisis, many countries have struggled to achieve sustained economic growth, and many people continue to face challenges such as high unemployment, declining wages, and increasing income inequality. In conclusion, the Great Recession was a widespread economic downturn that had a profound impact on the global economy. The root cause of the crisis was the global financial crisis, which was triggered by a combination of factors, including the subprime mortgage crisis, a decline in housing prices, and a decline in consumer confidence. The Great Recession had a lasting impact on the global economy, leading to widespread job losses, declining stock prices, and a significant decline in economic growth, and many countries are still feeling the effects of the crisis today. Despite the efforts of governments and central banks to stabilize the financial system and support economic growth, the Great Recession continues to be a reminder of the importance of sound financial regulation and the need for policymakers to be proactive in addressing economic challenges.